I can tell you this: how I had a dog.
Oh yeah, yeah. You sure did have a dog.
Yeah,
for a minute.
yeah. I got a dog because I was like, I'm gonna get a dog, and then I got a dog, and it was this cute dog, and he was like 30.
What brought it on? What brought on the urge? It's time for a DOG.
Well, the urge was me realizing that from the second I went to college until the day I got that dog, I had been talking about getting a dog and planning on getting a dog. But I kept saying, I'm going to get a dog. And then I just don't get a dog. And then I had the moment of being like, I'm in my 30th. I've gone
You're half
12
dead,
years.
half to dead.
12 years without a dog. Of 12 years of talking about getting a dog. It's like, oh, let's get a dog. And Erica always wanted a dog too. So we're like, we'll get a dog. And also, it's like, if we have kids.
Well, a dog to die with.
Yeah, exactly. I got 7 to 10 max.
You're getting an English bulldog?
Yeah, no. So I decide that I was like, let's fucking, let's do it, right? So we get excited about it. We start going to the shelter. We're working with the shelter to like everything. And then we find this one dog who was great, But there's the other thing I was going to say too. It's like, if we eventually have a kid at some point, it's like, you don't get a dog after you get a kid usually. You know what I mean? Like once that responsibility comes in, like, would you picture adopting a dog?
Right now?
Yeah.
No, I'd break a dog's leg. I'm so close to physically harming both of my cats.
Really?
It's insane, dude.
Really?
I just they're so lucky that they're so great with my kid because I could just see me twisting their head off like the top of a Coke. Just...
Mark.
That's what he thinks my name is. That's why I'm pissed. Call me Mark.
So we find this one dog. We're going through this shelter and we're looking at it, and this one dog pops out at us. They bring you in like this little room, and then they bring him in, and then you get to interact. And this dog just comes beelining up to me, like paws on your chest, licking your face nonstop, full of love. Goes right over to Erica, puts like head on the lap. Like,
did you feel like a 10-year-old boy?
Yeah, because he also was so quiet. He wasn't, and they were like, he's got a lot of energy, this dog. And we're like, I don't know. I mean, he seemed like we were with him for like 25 minutes and he didn't
bark, so you knew him.
But he didn't bark once. And when you like dogs get like excited, they kind of yelp in like excitement and stuff like that. Didn't do any of that. Just was kind of just like fuck, I'm happy to be alive. So we go and we pick up this dog on, I think it was Sunday, because...
What was the deciding factor? Like, did you guys go home being like, all right, we're definitely getting that dog immediately, or did you waffle?
No, here's what it was. So there was a little bit of waffling, but more the fact of I like through a series of people and stuff, whatever, I know the owner of this adoption center, so they essentially were like, you can take him home as a foster, which we only let the volunteers do. We could take him home as a foster and kind of see how he goes for the week, because we know like mutual friends, so we trust you guys to be like foster parents or whatever, and just see how it works, because the cats are such a huge question mark, because we do have 2 cats, so we're like, who knows if it's going to work out. So they were like, essentially let us take him home, take him on a field trip, eventually, essentially, because we didn't, like have to pay for him or anything like that. We brought him home, we set everything up, and like even from the second we put him in the car, he was so like afraid of cars. He didn't pick his head up off the fucking thing the whole time. He was so scared. We bring him home. We have the cats closed into the bedroom. He's so excited. He's happy. He's loving his life. He's like running around. He's smelling things. He's jumping. He's like running like a bottle rocket. Now he's got like this crazy energy, because he was like some sort of terrier mix for sure. So he just was like crazy bottle rocket energy. He's running around and stuff. So
that sucks.
But yeah, it was one of those like
that just sucks. You bring him home and you're like, this is not what I was thinking.
Yeah, like this is a lot of energy.
Opposite.
So then we're like taking him out for walks, and he's good on walks, and he's very like highly intelligent. So he's learned like the sit, stay, all that kind of stuff. You say crate, he like goes running into it, but just long enough for you to give him a treat. Then he goes running back out of it. So that first day, we're like, whatever. We're like, we'll make it work, and we put him in the crate at night, and he didn't bark the entire night. He slept right through the night. I'm like, all right, and he did. We woke up in the morning, no like piss anywhere or anything like that. Next day, we walk him a bunch, and he's kind of okay. He's like acting fine, but he's being more like he's barking a lot more. And he's like anytime someone's at the door, he runs.
So annoyed when you said that.
Yeah,
he's barking more.
I have a very active floor, so anytime the elevator dings or anytime people's doors close, he just runs to the front door and lets out just like, 5 or 6 barks, but just it's like every time. And you're like, God damn it. So then we're like, we had the thing where we had this gate up to try and introduce.
Shoot him!
Yeah. So we tried to introduce the cats to them like through a kitty fence that was see-through so that they could see each other, but they can't get to each other. So they were doing that for like a day, and our cats were just sitting on the bed. They're just kind of like, what the fuck's that? And he wasn't even really like noticing them or whatever. The last night that we had him, so he started being like, just crazy energy all the time, right? And I'm on the couch, and he's on the couch next to me.
Were you already like, get this out of here?
I was like, we were kind of like, I don't think this is gonna work. We were like thinking so, but we're like, I don't know, maybe it's just the first week. He's got to get acclimated. Who knows? We don't want to, take him back too soon or whatever. But so the last day we have him, this is day 3, I think. He is just insane energy, like crazy, like cocaine energy, right? Running around like nuts, which is fine because you're like, we can walk him and go do stuff. But even he gets so excited on walks, he's like nipping at you almost and stuff. And it just is being like too much. But then he comes inside and he's just passed out. Like he's like passed out on my lap while I'm like, right. It's like, he's like the most adorable like lap dog. You know what I mean?
As soon as he does that, you're like, fuck it, I'll keep you forever.
Exactly. Every time you do that, he like, he can't. And he like lays on your chest because he thinks he's like he was like 10 months old. So he still is a puppy, I guess. But so he's like literally like he burrows into you and just, he's so gentle when he sleeps and everything. But then he wakes up and he's so hyper again, So we're trying to walk him, all this other stuff. It's not really working out. So then Nemo has now been in the bedroom for 3 days, and we have all of his water and shit in there, but he hasn't been out, and he's been seeing the dog, and the gate's still up, so the door is open, but he just goes, I've fucking had enough of this shit, and doesn't jump over the fence, like ladder climbs the fence over it, jumps into the living room. Now, the dog is asleep on my lap. I saw Nemo starting to climb, and I grabbed his leash, thank God, and put the leash on the collar, because Nemo jumps over, doesn't even go to run, just looks at him like, what are you going to do? My house. And then this dog, dude, full Cujo, like, like lunged teeth first towards it. And I just watched, it was like a fishing line running. Like I just watched the leash, like lose the slack and just catch like trying to jump, like bite. And then Nemo still wasn't running. He just was like, hey.
Wow.
I trust you, Mike.
He had that much faith in your ability.
I know. Wild, because I was really struggling. But,
oh, my God.
So I was like, yeah, it's just not going to work. So
you put him down?
Yeah, I punched him to death. So
You just fucking I Am Legend choked him out while singing Bob Marley?
Yeah.
Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing sing with
gonna be all right.
All right, now we're crossed.
But, so I go, we make the decision. We're like, all right, we're going to bring him back tomorrow. We're like broken up about it. I'm sad. Erica was like crying.
You guys broke up over it?
Yeah. We got divorced. So now I'm a successful comedian.
Oh, hell yeah.
So so we were, we decided we got to do this. And so the last night I put him in the crate and I come home from shows or whatever. I walk him and, that kind of stuff. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed. Put him in the crate like I did every other night. He won't be in the crate. He's just like barking. He's just like doesn't want to be alone, like yipping and all that kind of stuff. I was in bed for a total of 8 minutes, and I go, I know what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna sleep on the couch because then at least he'll see me, he'll feel comfortable, whatever. I go to sleep on the couch. It's not even close to enough for him. He needs to be out of the cage. He's going crazy. I try to tell him to calm down. He won't calm down. I open the gate, and it's just...
He didn't listen to reason?
100 miles an hour again, like even more energy. And so then eventually he, after about 45 minutes to an hour, he tuckers himself out. He lays down, like, on my chest. Like, I'm laying on the couch all with blankets on.
Did it first, when he's, like, running around and he goes to lay on your chest, was it first, like... Yeah. Like just doing it so much that you're like slow the fuck down.
Yeah, and their paws. Yeah, I was holding his cheekbones to my chest, like and then he just.
That's how Sagalo hugs too.
Snout first. Snout into your neck.
Itching his fucking.
Yeah. So eventually I'm like, okay, good. So he goes to sleep. I mean, he's asleep for 14 minutes, and then he hears the door And now it's like 2 in the morning, and he's running, barking at the door. And the entire night, I get no sleep the entire night. Like, I'm up every 20 minutes for the entire night, as if I have a fucking newborn kid, right? But without any of the, them becoming a human part of it that makes it worth it, So I'm like, now.
Well, this sounds like it's a guy.
So now I go, this is good. This is good because I don't know if this dog is so awesome that he goes, hey, I know that, you got to give me back and it's not going to work out. I wish it was going to. So I'm going to make it easier for you and be a living nightmare the last night. So that way you feel okay. Or if he's just like, I know you're taking me back, fuckers, and I'm going to make you a living hell for that. Whatever it is.
Either way,
it sucked. And so I was going to bring the dog back at like 2 in the afternoon on the way to come in and do the show or whatever. And instead, they said they opened up at 8 a.m. and I was parked outside at 7:45 a.m. because I woke up, never slept. And so Erica was getting ready for work. I'm like, I'll just drive you to work on 36 minutes of sleep. And Erica was like, I'll take a ride. And so,
I was drifting into the other lane.
Yeah, maybe I felt like I was homered in the bed. I was driving to bed there. So I go and drop him off. And here's the thing: when I dropped him off, this is the end of this is I bring him. I go to drop him off. And I'm still like a little sad because now he's back in the car and he's scared again and stuff. So I'm like, oh man, like I'm just talking to the dog. I'm petting him. I'm like, I wish this could have worked out, pal, But again, it made me feel better because the adoption center is like, we're treating this like you just took him on a vacation for a little because now we know. And now we know.
That is what they're telling you.
No, but also
they threw that dog in a wood-burning oven right after that. As soon as you left, they're like, sorry, bud, that was your one shot.
It is, in fact, a no-kill shelter. But if it was, that would kill me. That would really kill me.
Yeah,
but so
you did it.
So but here's the thing: when I gave the dog back to the guy, he came outside or whatever, because I was pounding on the door. When he came out and unlocked and came out to the door, and saw the dog. The dog, he obviously figured out he smelled all the surroundings and whatnot, and he got so excited to see the guy again. He was jumping up and down on his lap, and then they walked away, and the dog didn't look back at me, and it broke my heart.
Wow,
for the fact that he didn't even look.
Good for him.
He didn't even look back.
Man,
he wouldn't give me that or maybe the second I gave up and turned around is when he looked back, and then thought I wasn't looking back at him. And then he just goes, "Take me to the oven.
Yeah.
Forget it."
That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.